Welcome, guys, to another episode of Truth Brigade with Tommy Truthful and Honey C. Golden. Today, we're going to get into synchronicity and intuition, talk about how they go hand in hand, which a lot of people probably don't know. How are you doing today, honey?
I'm doing good. This is a great subject for today, I think, because things are changing a lot right now.
They definitely are. I'm seeing synchronicities everywhere. What about you?
I see them constantly with numbers and in weird places that you wouldn't expect. Like most people, it's like the clock, and I see it a lot on the clock as well. But I'll see it on road signs. I'll see things all over the place on, just like an email, and there'll be a 555 or something. So,
Right. Our big one is the 111, like we all pay attention to, me, because
mhm.
it lines up with our names, our step into your powers 111. I mean, it's pretty crazy, but when you start seeing these synchronicities, it's a way to really listen to your higher self and that intuition, right?
Yep.
A lot of people, intuition is the inner knowing or our gut feeling that guides you without needing logic or long thinking. It is the mind and body processing information faster than your conscious thoughts. So the brain is always collecting information in the background, and intuition is the result of that unseen processing. The heart and gut also play a role, our gut, especially. The
Mhm.
gut has its own nervous system and reacts before the brain at times. So intuition blends that thought and emotion. And when you learn how to listen to it through the synchronicities, uh, tapping into your higher self like Honey does, I use the gematria. There's many different ways. That's a form of listening to your higher self, which I think the synchronicities, the intuition, the higher self, it all goes together. What about
Mhm.
you, honey?
Yeah, I think that the numbers or whatever kind of synchronicity that you're seeing, it might be a feather on the ground that you asked to see. It might be something that somebody says that you were just thinking about. But the synchronicity is a message from your higher self. And it's usually that you're on the right track. So thinking about that, and then also really trusting your gut. So a lot of times you'll meet somebody new and you'll have a feeling in your body like, is this person going to be good for me or not good for me? And you'll know. And if you don't follow it, usually there's a lesson there that's not so nice. So it's really important to follow what your body says because your body knows.
Yeah, you're 100% right. That ain't that old saying, the gut feeling, right? You get that gut feeling. And guys, that's why I always tell people, now I'm not a medical person, but me personally, I take probiotics, I take good care of my gut flora, the good bacteria in my gut, because that's where a lot of that intuition comes from, your gut.
Mhm.
And people don't realize, like, sugar or things that break down into sugar, they feed what's called this candida slime in your gut, which eats up all that good bacteria. So it's like in there just eating it up like Pac-Man. So you want to have a good gut flora because that is connected to your whole nervous system, your brain, and your intuition. Now, anyone can tap into intuition, but some people have a much stronger connection to it. For example, astrological signs, cancers, they're very intuitive, very psychic, very intuitive. Their ruling planet, their connection to the moon gives them that energy, right? And then
Mhm.
um I pulled up, I wanted to look into the number of intuition because anyone that watches me, you guys know I'm all about numerology. I like to do the gematria. If you don't know what it is, we did an episode before on gematria and the source code of reality. Unfortunately, the sound was a little messed up on that one. but you have different ciphers. You have reduction, and then you have English ordinal, which is just the alphabet, right? A is 1 all the way through Z is 26. And in that cipher, because I want to keep it simple for everyone that doesn't know what it is, and this comes from Jewish Kabbalah mysticism. In that cipher, intuition is the 131 code, which John F. Kennedy carried that code. I wanted to show you how certain people, so like I've decoded Honey, right? And everything Honey talks about, it showed up in her decode. I'm working on her buddy Richard right now, which I'm really excited about. But you'll see John F. Kennedy, he's tied into that whole intuition, which lines up with the indigo children, blue star seed, the chosen one, you are magical. These are just some examples. Now, another interesting thing, almost every one of them phrases also equals 69 or 96 in the 369 gematria cipher, which A is 3, B is 6, C is 9, and then it starts over again. It's based on Nikola Tesla's 369 being the keys to reality. So I found that fascinating because 69 is a symbol of Cancer, right? Another very intuitive psychic astrological sign. And another thing that connects with them is the paradigm shift. These people that carry that code, they're able to shift the paradigms. They're very in tune with Mother Earth. And I felt the Garden of Eden, milk and honey. And most people are like, milk and honey? What's that? Well, that's tied to your pineal gland, the land of the milk and honey, the throne of God, where the colostrum oil secretes once a month when your astrological sign is in the moon phase. So I'm a Capricorn. When Capricorn's in the moon phase, that colostrum in the brain starts to secrete this Christos oil. And it goes down to the sacrum of your spine and then is resurrected back up the 33 vertebrae. That's where Jesus dying at 33 and 33 AD. But it lies dormant on our solar plex region for 2.5 days and then goes up and ignites the pineal gland if we fast during that period and stay away from lower vibrational energy. So that can really amplify our intuition, seeing synchronicities. It's very important to do that. But my purpose of showing this, some people carry that code within them. So some people have a stronger connection to intuition. Just like some people have a real strong connection to telepathy or remote viewing. We see the first player characters are the people with their pineal gland open. And then you got the NPCs, the non-player characters with the sleeping pine cone. Right? These are the people walking through society that are just like a background code. They're fillers. What do you feel about the NPCs, Honey? Do you think they're increasing or decreasing?
I think they're decreasing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. In these decodes that I've been doing, especially from your audience, I've had a huge number of first player characters, and I've probably done about 10,000 of them decodes. And out of every content creator I've worked with, your audience has the biggest demographic, like they have the biggest pool of first player characters I've ever seen in my life. There's this one girl, I won't give out her last name, Michelle. She had me decode her whole family, and they were all first player characters. You never see that. It's usually out of 10 people, 8 of them are NPCs, maybe 8 to 9, and I've done over 10,000 of them. And if you're interested in that, guys, you can get that on truthfultv.com. That link is down in the description. I break down your synchronicity, your astrology, your source code, so you know what your source code is and know how to tune in to your higher self. If you're on Honey's channel, there's a promo code down in the description for that where you can get that done. And if you're on my channel, the link's just right in the description, or you can scan that little cute duck thing up there, QR code,
Yeah.
and get it done that way. But yeah, it's amazing to see what you carry and what is attached to you if you're more prone to that uh, intuition or synchron. I mean, we all can see synchronicities, but like I said, some of us are just more in tuned with the intuition part of it. But I would like to hear what you have to say on intuition, honey.
Well, I think intuition is like the beginning of it is coming from your higher self. It's giving you the answer to what you need. And some people will do different things. They'll do like the sway test. Is it yes or no? Yes usually is swaying forward, no is swaying backward. They'll do their pendulum, they'll draw cards, but it starts with intuition. It starts with an idea. Ooh, do I need to check into this? And whenever I've not followed my intuition, ooh, it was ugly. And even if I was like, well, this person's actually really nice, I didn't feel that great about them at first. Maybe first impression was bad, and then start hanging out with them more,
Turns out
and
bad.
disaster.
I'm the same way. I'm the
Yeah.
same way. How did you get to the point where you are now? Because your intuition is pretty spot on. Even when I'm dealing with some certain things, I'll call honey or ask her what her opinion is or what she feels, and she's usually pretty spot on all the
Yeah.
time. So how did you get to that point, honey?
So I did what was called the death of ego, and I did it for myself with a guide. And then I used to do it for other people, but basically you go through all of your childhood traumas and all of your traumas up until you're an adult, but most of them come in childhood. So you go through all the traumas, you clear them. So that means healing them. And once you do that, it's a much easier time getting to your higher self. And also, you can clear your ego for a moment, if you have a question, but it's not as easy as just being clear all the time. So then I just started talking to my higher self 24/7. I mean, I was always talking to my higher self.
That's amazing you said that because when I was researching, because you know me, I like to find out everything before we do a podcast. So when I was researching on like what could block people's intuition, they were saying people who listen to their feelings instead of ignoring them develop intuition faster. Trauma, stress, or fear can block intuition, and so you cleared that trauma them from them past lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yeah.
is interesting that you mentioned that because um I just actually let me see if I can add this and show you guys. Oh, hold on one sec, guys. I just actually did a whole breakdown, family, on the whole. Hold on one second. Oh, there it is. Karma and rebirth in our past lives. And it's very important. This is over on stepintoyourpower.com. Can you see what I'm seeing, honey?
No.
And I say that every time we do the podcast, don't I, guys?
Mhm.
Boom, there it is. Okay, so let me make it full screen real quick. Sorry. Oh, it doesn't let me make it full screen no more. Well, you can see basically what it is, and I'll put the code up there. That's stepintoyourpower.com. You can join for free. Now let me scroll down. So hopefully you can see. Is it showing you me
Yeah,
scroll?
you're scrolling. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it breaks down the karma and rebirth and understanding the eternal journey of the soul. When I wrote this, I always like to impress honey. You see, I tagged you, honey. When I because somebody asked me a question, they said, is it possible that past lives are actually current fractals of us brought forward into our now awareness to learn from? Thank
Yes.
you. That's what I said too. I said it is exactly what it is. Good job, Sister Tracy. That's what these past lives are. They are fractals of us, of our oversoul. I said, Honey Golden got a lot of info on that. Could you explain that a little? honey?
Yeah, so if you think of your oversoul as the open pine cone, not just the pineal gland, and think of all those little pieces of the open pine cone. I don't know what they're called, but each one of those could be a lifetime that you're
Like
having.
pine cone. Oh,
Yeah,
you got one? Okay.
yep. So think of that like each one of these is a lifetime going on, and you want to heal those. Now, we've been healing those through the ascension process. What I did when I cleared my ego was I healed my childhood trauma also, because the main being that gets in the way of going forward is your inner child, the human part of you. So I cleared the trauma for her, for that part of me. And I've been clearing multitude of lifetimes of trauma as well. And that makes it better and better and better as you go. But just to initially talk to my higher self, like a conversation, it was, if you get a hold of a kid between 0 and 7, they say, but I actually get it's 8.
That would make
Basically,
sense.
that's when all the programming happens. So if your parents are not getting along, if you are in a really hard, like, environment as a child, then all that stuff has to be cleared before you really tap into your intuition, because you're carrying around trauma that's unhealed, and it's like a camera lens. You know how you can put like a yellow lens over the camera, or red or blue or
Right.
whatever? It's like you're seeing life through the trauma,
Right.
and it screws up the rest of your life. Like if you have the trauma of abandonment, then you run around and you abandon everybody before they can abandon you.
Yep.
So
That's one I had to heal.
mhm, it's super important to heal those.
Yeah, and Honey's amazing at healing this stuff, guys. I kept having a repeated dream where it was one of my past lives and trauma, and I couldn't figure it out. So I talked to Honey about it, and I was just running through it repeatedly 3 nights in a row. Everything was on fire. I'm running. People are killing each other with swords. It was like in the ancient times. I seen people because I was trying to slow my dream down. I know how to astral project. I know how to take control of my dreams, and that when you're in REM sleep, but it wouldn't let me. So Honey's like, yeah, it's probably a past life, because I couldn't slow it down to see. I was trying to see like what timeline am I in? Where what
Mhm.
life was this? But it was just me running through this forest that was on fire, and everybody's fighting. There's a war going on around me, and then Honey helped me heal that. And after we healed it, boom, it was gone. And I never had that dream again. And she teaches you a lot of this amazing stuff over on her quantum healing, which is just phenomenal. I also put one of them cool little codes for Honey's quantum healing up
Oh,
there.
cool.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. If you're part of my um people, down in the description there's a link, and it has the promo code Tommy Truthful, all one word, so you'll get 20% off. And Honey, can you talk about how you help heal people with your quantum healing, you and Lisa?
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're clearing shadows. So shadow is a fractal that has had a hard lifetime. So your guy that was running through the fire. So we send the shadows home to get healed. We go through a process of doing a lot of forgiveness. People sign a contract that they're willing to heal, and it doesn't matter whether it's like a relationship problem or it's a physical problem with your body. It doesn't really matter. If you're willing to heal it, then it'll be healed during the process. Now, some people, if it's like a long standing issue with the body, it can take a while, like multiple times, because your body has built up a lot of emotion around that issue. So, but we've had a lot of people that have had great success. And one of the cool things is that Lisa and I, when we were first healing people of the jab,
Yes.
so yeah, so we were doing that, and we had this blood analysis done by this guy, and he gathered a group of people. We did the healing, and then after the healing, their blood changed, but not only their blood in the present changed and became more mobile, and basically, like, sometimes the blood's all clumped together, all the cells, but all
Yes.
their blood looked really good after. But some of the people, they went back and looked at the old blood, and whatever it was showing before was also healed. So, like, one of the guys had prostate issues in the family. It showed up in the old blood and not in the new blood, but then they went back and looked at the old blood, and it was healed as well.
Wow. Which is really, quantum physics, past, future, and present is all, it's all happening simultaneously. So in the
Yeah.
quantum realm, yeah. And the cool thing about what Honey's doing with that quantum healing, guys, we have the power to heal ourselves. If you can believe in yourself, see, she's helping you through that process. Because most people, you got blockers, and your biggest blocker blocking you is that you don't believe.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That can stop you from everything. So just try as an exercise or an experiment, um, believing in something that's a little outside your belief system. And like this, work on healing yourself. Talk to your body. Say your knee's hurting. Talk to your knee. Give it that healing energy. You have the power to do that. But Honey's course is amazing, and you offer that twice a month, right?
Yeah, it's 2 times in 1 day, and we also you can go back and watch the recording and do it again for yourself, like, it's all available for you, and it's a subscription. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool what they're doing over there. And speaking of subscriptions, guys, um, Step into Your Power is 100% free. We have the free community, right? And that's the QR code right there for the free community, or that link's in the description. You find people that are in your own area. You can talk to them about intuition. You can talk to them about synchronicity. A lot of people over there are talking about these things. It's a lot of very powerful first player characters in one area. It's an amazing platform. Honey puts our videos up every day. We're all putting our content up, but we also have an Ascension Mastery membership, which is this QR code that I just put up, and I'll put that link in the description as well. And it's less than $1 a day, and you can take your Ascension to the next step. We give you what do we got, over 3 hours of training a month in that one?
Yeah, and a lot of tools. I mean, that's the main thing, is understanding who we actually are and what tools do we need to get to the meat of who we actually are versus having all this baggage that we're carrying around, and uncovering the gifts that we actually have. So a lot of people, like the clairs, so some people can see with their
Yep.
third eye. Some people just know the answer. Some people are doing telepathy, and we really haven't tapped into that because we've been basically told it was a lie, told it was dangerous, told it was evil.
Evil.
And
Yeah.
yeah, all those things are actually our birthright as human beings, to be able to be the magical being that you are. And that's what we're teaching everybody. And what it does is it raises your frequency. And we're going to be the people that help build the new earth because it's going into creator mode. So that's what Ascension Mastery is for, because humanity is going to ascend. And we're in the process now. But the more aware you are of it, the easier it is.
Yes, yes, 100%. And it's really cool. It's a place to, like, we're very interactive over there. So you can ask questions. There's Q&A. It's just really an amazing platform. I love it. It helps me. I love interacting with the people. It's just really cool. It's a way to work on yourself. It's a way to go over there and learn. Like, I got a 30-day astral projection course, 100% free. That's in the free community. So if you don't know how to astral project, you can work on that. I got blogs about intuition, synchronicity. That's my bread and butter right there, the numbers. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just how my mind works. I don't know why. It always has since I was little. Numbers just
Mhm.
make sense to me. But in this reality, in this game of life that we're living, honey, there's an organic source code running in the background. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And everybody, you all have a source code. So once you learn what that source code is, you can start to tap into it and listen to your higher self. And then eventually you develop the skill like honey to where you don't even need the numbers. You know what I mean? You'll just be able to talk to your higher self on demand, which is pretty cool. I've started to develop them skills. I've always used the numbers. So I think that for me was like my starting point to it. But
Mhm.
you really helped me learn how to tap into it naturally.
Yeah, and I mean, it's really kind of beautiful for this time. If you're not talking to your higher self or you're using your intuition at this point, I would definitely start because it makes your whole life so much easier because you have a guide and that guide can see everything. So they can see all the choices, all the multiverse, they can see everything that's going on and they will guide you in the best direction for you.
Yeah, and I want to make one thing really, like Honey said, none of this stuff is evil. They told us numerology is evil, guys. How is numerology like
Mhm.
the source, the creator, whatever you want to call him? He I don't even want to say he because it's energy, right? But that energy, whatever you want to look at, your God, your higher self, it developed all of this. So how could something it developed to be evil? Numbers, they tell us astrology is evil. I mean, it's crazy all the things that they tell us are evil. Astral projecting is evil, I guess now, honey, they tell us. And I don't believe so at all.
Mm-mm. No, yoga, meditation, all the things that actually get you in touch with who you are have been touted as evil so that you will not figure out who you are. And I think people are pretty aware of that now. Most people.
Yeah,
If they're not, then maybe they're not a main character player.
yeah, they're an NPC for sure.
Yeah. So, and I do think the NPCs are starting to fade more and more. And that's like an ongoing process. And pretty soon it will be only first player characters that are here. And it will be a much smaller population because the NPCs were basically here to keep us comfortable and so that we didn't feel alone and also to create obstacles and reflections for us.
Yeah, it is. And you could tell when you're talking to one of these NPCs, they're like so disconnected
Mhm.
and they believe everything that the mainstream tells them. It's part of their programming though. And then you'll see some people that carry that chaos code in our Ascension Mastery membership, the integration circle. I just did this blog on Loosh energy. Did you read that one?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
it
really
was
trying to
really good.
show off to you for that one. But well, I wanted to show people the positive side of it.
Mhm.
Because people are always talking about the negative side of Loosh, right? How they keep us in a state of fear and harvest our energy through that. I want to show there's actually a real positive side of that energy exchange. But yeah, it's just an amazing place over there on stepintoyourpower.com to learn all this stuff, guys. And again, if you want to find out your source code so you can pay attention to them synchronicities, you can do that on my personal website, truthfultv.com. And I think that's a good starting point. Paying attention to the synchronicities, you'll start to notice them more and more. And then that goes hand in hand with the intuition, where you'll start to develop it and really be able to listen to your higher self and tap into that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's happening faster and faster than it has ever been in the past. It took me a long time to talk to my higher self in a very cohesive way where I was actually hearing things. And once 2020 hit, it just sped up like massively. So we're in a frequency now where it's very easy to get into this pretty quickly.
It is much easier than it was pre 2020, right?
Yep.
Due to the energy we're in. And we have a big, before we go, guys, there's a big energy shift going on right now, and it's tied to Neptune. And it's because Neptune's finishing its orbit around the sun. It only, and this is if you believe mainstream cosmology. Me, I believe we're in a simulated reality. It's like a game, but still, it could be some part of that giant God computer, right? Neptune plays a role, or it could be an entity, which I lean more towards. But Neptune, they say, is doing a rotation around the sun. It only does it every 165 years. So this is the final time we'll see it in this lifetime. And guess what Neptune does? It plays a role in your intuition, in your dreams. So do dream journals right now, because you can get a lot of this stuff, these messages in the dream realm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because that's the real realm.
Right.
That's the actual reality. And we're in the simulated reality. And it's a beautiful organic creation for learning. But right now, what it is it's for ascension. So we're in a very unique time period right now. And we're at the end of what people call the precession of the equinoxes. We've got Atlas coming in, which I don't believe the mainstream narrative, but I know there's a being called Atlas.
Yes.
He's doing a lot of things. And really,
he holds up Mother Earth. Atlas holds up Mother Earth in mythology.
Right. Yeah, he does that. There's many statues of him. And interestingly, there's a new statue from France that's coming to America of Atlas.
What?
Yeah.
So, they're the one who sent us the Statue of Liberty.
Right. It has something to do with the 250-year mark of that. But there's a lot of stuff going on right now. And the more that you can go inward and take care of your inner world, the better the outside world's going to be.
Yep, that's so true. And one quick question for you before we go. Do you think Atlas is a positive thing or a negative thing for humanity?
Positive. Definitely.
I agree. But all these people telling me, oh, it's a reptilian spaceship coming to get. There's so many crazy conspiracies about Atlas, but I've seen it in the astral plane, and many of my friends have too. My brother Vaughn, he had a dream about Atlas, pure positive energy. You know, you've had many astral experiences with it. So, yeah, I don't get that whole negative vibe from it that everybody's feeding there. I think it's a lot of fear porn, guys. Tune that out. That's what I get.
Definitely. Same.
So it was nice I love doing these shows with you, honey. And we'll probably release this for you guys on Monday like we always do. And leave some comments down below. Let us know what you want to see on our next show of the Truth Brigade, because we read the comments and we'll do a show you guys want to see.
Yes.
And thank you all for
love you guys.
Love you guys. See you later.
Bye.
Yeah. song right here ain't just a vibe. It's a frequency. Tuned at 432 hertz to heal, to uplift, to activate. They changed the music, switched the code, took 432 and made it 440 mode. From nature's rhythm to the sound of war, now we vibrate low, depressed to the core. But this track's pure, tuned to divine design. Activating chakras, realign your mind. Root to crown, feel that inner fire. We break the system, elevate higher. Jesus said it, you'll do greater than me. Faith of a mustard seed moves mountains, my G. Junk DNA, nah, that's God's hidden tech. Flip the switch, heal your soul, reconnect. Step into your power, reclaim what's true. They don't want you knowing what your light can do. You can heal yourself, realign in an hour. When you step into your power, raise your vibe, break the chains they gave. You ain't a slave, you're a soul they crave. 396 root chakra, ground your fears. 4 and 17 sacral arch those tears. Vi 28, that love DNA. Solar plexus charged, shine all day. 639 heart, open and feel. 741, speak your truth and heal. 85-2, third eye wide awake. 963 crown, no more fake. This ain't new age fluff, this is an ancient fact. They flip the frequencies to hold us back. 432 is sacred, aligns with the earth. The same math that coded your soul at birth. 4 + 3 + 2 = 9. The divine gate, the number of endings, the reset state. 9 fruits of the spirit, 9 cycles of time. From Homer to Brahma, the signs all align. 9 is completion, the wisdom returns. Once you activate, the old self burns. It's your season now. Break the illusion, heal yourself. No more confusion. They don't want you knowing you got that spark, that you're the light in the system's dark. But here at StepIntoYourPower.com, we're teaching the secrets, keeping you calm. Step into your power, reclaim what's true. They don't want you knowing what your light can do. You can heal yourself, realign the hour. Click the link below and step into your power. Raise your vibe, break the chains they gave. You ain't a slave, you're a soul they crave. Click the link below and join the movement at StepIntoYourPower.com. This track was written and produced by Tommy.